Hey Cam fam, welcome back to Keeping Up with Cam. So today we're actually going to be looking at Cam's Learning Binder. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, as well hit that bell icon beside so you'll be notified of when we post new videos. Thumbs up this video if you like it. Don't forget to hit us in the comment section below. Let us know if you have one of these, if you use one, if you need one, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Like and share as well. So here's a look at some of the items that I use. These are Velcro dots. I just got these at my dollar store. They're $1.25 a pack for a pack of 16. I had about 100 and something in total. It just depends on how many pages you want to laminate and how many things you want to stick. Here, these are the laminated sheets of the pieces that I'm going to be using. So I laminated them in as many creative ways as possible. I use self-laminating sheets, not a laminating machine. I don't have one of those. I do recommend these sheets. I got them at the dollar store as well. A pack of 3 was $2.50. You can also get like the Scotch brand packs and stuff like that from Walmart. They're really helpful if you want to do a couple of crafts and you don't want to buy a whole machine that you're never going to use again, but you just got to make sure that you're using them the right way. You put enough space in between the pieces so that you can actually cut them up and they won't open on you. But these are the other pages that I use just with regular like divider papers, and yeah, so let's get into it. So this is the binder I use. I think it's like $2. It comes with these like flaps on the inside and the back part. I don't use them, but they're there. So we're starting off with our first page, which is our character emotions chart. So this just is able to show them different faces, different expressions, ways for them to express how they're feeling or to understand how other people might be feeling. Some of them are kind of weird, like jealous or kind. Not really too sure if there's really faces for those, but it's a good conversation starter and a good way for them to like understand what's going on around them and being able to express themselves. So these are regular just divider sheets. I put them inside because these papers we don't really like use them, we don't mark them or anything like that, so they don't need to be laminated. And I put 2 per sheet, so 1 on the front, 1 on the back. So this is the counting on the farm sheet. It gives you a couple animals and you're able to just write down how many of each one you see. And it's also just a way for them to start identifying animals, to help with numbers, to help with colors. And you can use a dry erase pen on this one and let them write it in themselves so they can also practice writing. Different ways to use different activities to help them as they progress along in their development. So this is our sight word assessment sheet. You can print these out with different words depending on their skill level. So realistically, all we do here, you can point to the words, ask them, what word is this? What word is that? You can ask them point to a word that starts with F, point to a word that starts with N. Different things like that. There's just different ways to play it, just making sure that don't try and go in order. You don't want them to memorize it, so don't start with A, then M, then N. Start with A, then go to look, then no, then go back up to N. Just make it difficult so that they're actually learning and retaining and not just memorizing. Okay, so with our initial sounds, you're going to see different pictures. Just ask them, okay, well, what is that a picture of? What letter does that start with? Let them point out which letter it is, and go from there. So this page is our weather page. You can kind of do this on a daily basis to interact. Okay, look out the window. What do we see today? And how does it match up to what's on the paper? These are interchangeable. You can, once they've maxed and understood that, you can take it out and add something new. So our next one then, we also have the days of the week. Pretty standard, pretty self-explanatory. You want to get them to understand what days that we have. The week starts on a Sunday, get them into that habit, and you just go through with them each day, tell them what day it is. Once they understand the words themselves, then you can start asking them and let them guess what day it is instead of telling them the day. So now we have match the shapes. Depending on skill levels, you may not put this in, you may want to wait on this, but you ask them, okay, find me the clock, or what is that a picture of? Okay, that's a clock. What shape is that? That's a circle. Okay, and now where's the circle? And then you can also use a dry erase pen with this, because then you can let them draw that line from the clock to the circle and it erases, instead of taking out the paper and just doing it on the paper itself, and then now you've done it and it's a one-time thing. And you know, sometimes it's tricky, like with the donut has the circle in the middle, so might throw them off. This is a good way for them to learn that, you know, there's different shapes and things are similar, and you have to be able to differentiate between them. So here we have a picture of our left hand and our right hand. He kind of has an understanding of this already. I quiz him when we like ride our bikes or when we're crossing the street. But I've gone in and added in, you know, thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky, just so he has an understanding of what the fingers on each hand are as well. So we can work on that as well as direction. Okay, so now we're moving on to the solar system. I want you guys to keep in mind that Cam is 2.5, but he is a little bit smart. So these are things that he can actually kind of grasp now. Some kids may not be at this point yet, and that's totally fine. Cam's kind of doing more than he needs to be. So I don't want you guys to think like, oh no, they should be learning this. No, this is just how I make his learning binder for his age, but you guys can input this when your children get a little bit older. You may even start younger than me. It's all up to you guys. So as you can see, this is our first laminated page. I laminated the page itself, and I've also laminated the planets. They have their Velcro pieces on it. I do not have the I don't have the clear ones. I have the white ones, so you see it on the page, but I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. You can have them put them on the wrong ones, the right ones, quiz them on the name of them themselves. Once they have that understanding of which is which and what name it is, that's when you can switch them around and have them put them back where they actually belong and name them and let you know what the planets are. Okay, so our world flag section, I just got a handful of flags and I put them on these 2 pages. I put the flag and then I put the name underneath. These are as well on laminated sheets, but as you can see, there's no Velcro, only because the one that I have is white and not see-through, and I didn't want it to take away from the flags. So we have the cutout pieces as well for each flag, and they do not have the name underneath. So it's just basically going to be played like a matching game, instead of put it on and stick it on type of thing. So you can start by asking them to match the flags. Okay, where's the St. Lucia flag, and where's the Jamaica flag? Where is the Canada flag? Where is the Cuba flag? And where is the Suriname flag? These are the flags that actually represent Kamari. I know I've been asked that a lot in the past, if he's biracial or if he's mixed. This is what makes up Cam. But yeah, so you can make it like that once they understand what the flag is, what the name of the flag is, and how to match the flags to each other. You can then put opposite flags and ask them to put them where they actually belong and tell you what the name is. Okay, so now we are moving on to continents. As you can see, these are laminated again, and the pieces are also laminated. I've put the Velcro on the main sheet. There's no color, no name, or anything associated with it. It's just the outline. So again, what you can do is teach them the name, teach them the color doesn't really have anything to do with it because that's not how it is on a map. So you just want them to understand the name and where it belongs. And once they get that down, then you can switch them around, have them match up the right ones. You can put the pieces on the side, have them put it in the right places and repeat the name to you. And then you can mix and match and have them fix it themselves and also repeat the name. Repetition is super, super, super important, because you want them to learn the information, retain the information, and then be able to use that information. Because if all they do is memorize, it's not going to help them in the future. Okay, so now on to the name section. I did this in like Word or Excel or whatever, so you're able to change it for, you know, their name. There's not really a template for this one, but for the other ones, I will be putting up links in the description box so you can as well print those out and laminate and do what you like for your specific learning binder. With this one, it's so they can understand how to spell their name, which is super, super important. But it's also, again, all about building that memory. You can play these many different ways. And they're super easy to use. You just stick them on again with that Velcro. Just put it right into the box. It fits. They don't have to worry about it. And then you can just take it out and they can move them around. So you can do it starting out by spelling their name. Once they understand the order that their name is in and what it should look like when their name's spelled out, you can continue from there. You can also have them putting the letters down randomly. Okay, where does the M go? Where does the H go? Just so they can, like I said, use the information that is being taught to them and not just go and put that back on paper, what you had them memorize. So you have them spell out their name. This is a great one because when they start school, that's like the first thing they need to know. This page was a little useless in regards to Cam. I kind of just did it for the sake of doing it. He already knows all his letters. He's known them for a really long time. But this is a good way for kids to see what the lowercase and uppercase equivalent of the letters are, what they look like together, matching them up, and just having that understanding and grasping what the letters should look like regardless of the case. So sorry about my recording. I kind of cut off the top of this page, but this is just 26 words, one for each letter of the alphabet. There are 3-letter words. The only one that is 4-letter is quit because there's no 3-letter Q word. I put on the laminated sheet the first letter and the last letter of the word, and then the Velcro pieces is the middle letter, and it's just going through the word. Okay, well, this is the word jog. What letter comes in the middle? What sound does that letter make? Okay, now let's look for that letter, and you would put the letter where it belongs, which is an O. Put it right there. Jog, J-O-G, jog. And then I would say j, g, g, just so he understands the sounds and the letters associated with it and what it sounds like individually and what it sounds like together. Okay, so now on our shapes chart, this one is really great. I wouldn't have done a shapes chart because Cam kind of has a really good understanding of most shapes. But there are the harder ones that I want to start working on, like the trapezoid, the parallelogram, pentagon, hexagon, those ones. So that's why I printed out this paper. So it's just like the rest of the laminated pages. You laminate the shape and you laminate the paper, and they can stick them on. The thing I like about this as well, it's also going to help them understand that just because a shape is what it is, you may turn it on its side and it becomes something else. So that parallelogram turned up can look like a diamond, and that diamond turned to the side can look like a square. So that's great for them to understand that, you know, some shapes are similar to each other, but like this is what we're looking for in a specific shape. As well, working with sides, especially with the pentagon and the hexagon, you want to, teach them, okay, it has 4 or 5 sides, 6 sides, 3 sides, stuff like that. But this is a really great page, really easy, but it's also really helpful. The colors are just nice to look at, doesn't really have anything to do with the sheet itself. But yeah, that's the shapes. All right, so now at the back, this is where I keep all the pieces. As you can see, it's a regular divider paper, and I just put tape at the top so it doesn't slouch down. There is that flap from the binder itself, but I don't use it. In here is where I keep all the pieces. The other pieces would generally be in here as well, but because I was showing you guys, I wanted to have them on the pages. But the ones that will be in here regardless will be the flag pieces because there's no Velcro on them. So I do want to state, because I didn't say it before, that I do not work in the childcare field. I am just a mom. These are the tips, tricks, and little insights that have worked for me, and I wanted to help others out. Because I do get a lot of DMs asking me what I've done to be able to teach Cam how to read so quickly, and how do I get him to like learn and stuff. So these are just like tips, tricks, and little things that I've seen here and there that would be of help. Okay, so on to money. We are in Canada, guys, so that's why it looks really bright. Our money is definitely colorful. So I actually printed this out from like the Canadian Mint Museum, or the, I don't know, something to do with the government. They actually have printables up so you can get these. As you can see on the one side, it's like the actual what our bill looks like. This is our new bill with Viola Desmond on it. And then on the back you have just like random stuff. I doubt that's the back of our actual bill, but I can tell you for sure that the back of our $5 bill is not like this child drawing of a robotic arm. So it does state play money on it, so like there isn't any confusion, so it doesn't look like you're trying to print out money or anything. But these are also laminated, and then it's going to be used in counting. We as well also have different coins, so those are our toonies, our loonies, our quarters, our dimes. I had 2 nickels, but I don't know where the other one is. So there are different ways that we can use the money to help our kids learn about currency and learn about addition and how money works, basically. So the easiest way, here's 2 things. What would that add up to be, right? So $100, $10, and $1, that would be $111. But, again, a little bit advanced. So then we can show the comparison of how things equal each other. So we have 2 $5 bills, which would give us $10, or we can just have one $10 bill, right? So there's different levels to be able to teach them this stuff. It all just depends on what they know and what they understand. Again, $5 bill, or you can have 2 toonies and a loonie, which will equal $2, $2, $1, which gives you 5. So it's just about getting them to understand and being interested in it. So Kamari already had like a sense of wanting to play with money and stuff because we have a cash register. So this is just a cash register that I got him when he was a little bit younger. He liked the idea of it and was like on sale for like $10 or something. So I was like, okay, cool. So this one though, you can do the addition, you can do the subtraction on it. So if we have, say we bought some bread and cheese, I don't know, and we're doing the amount for it. So, okay, we have a $50 bill, we have a toonie, and we have 2 quarters. So let's add that in and see what we come up with. So we have the 50. We're going to then we're going to have the toonie, which is $2, add, and the 2 quarters make 50 cents. So you're going to have to teach them about decimal areas. It's going to give you 52.50. Like I said, he's not going to be at this advanced of a stage yet, but I'm still showing it to him so he can have that understanding. It's a smaller cash register, so it's not like, regular toys, but he can still keep his money in there. So now we are on to our tracing. This is the one outside of the binder sheet that I have. It is a double-sided dry erase tracing envelope thing. I just bought a pack of 3 pens to go along with it. So this sheet, I obviously customized it myself with Cam's name. I will leave a link for them down in the description box so you guys can make it for your kids as well. So I have the sheet in there. You can, regular stuff, trace the different letters of their names, just so they get an understanding of what it looks like, and it comes off easy. This one comes off super easy with just like your finger, but you can also use the eraser. and you can get it clean. They don't make a mess anywhere. The pen, he drew on himself with these other ones that we had, and I was freaking out, but it came out with just rubbing it. So no worries about a mess there. So with these at the top, these are shapes to trace. They do say to trace them with color, but realistically, I only have the red, the blue, and a black, which won't help. So I'm just going to use the one color. Just to show, you know, shapes. He already knows these shapes: circle, triangle, heart, square, whatever. But it's the fact of actually tracing and trying to get as close to what the line would look like. That's what's important from this sheet. So you let them go over it, teach them the difference between a small shape and then the bigger size as they are just getting accustomed to doing their lines. The lines are not going to be cute at first, but as long as they get into the habit of what the shape, how the shape should be made, then their lines will get cleaner along with time. So I'm going to insert here some clips of how Cam does his lines and what they look like. You know what word that is?
Found.
Yeah. Can you tell me the letters?
Okay.
Start with this one. What letter is this?
I need to wait.
No, not yet. Hold on. What letter is this?
K.
And this one?
H.
Mm-hmm.
A.
Mm-hmm.
M.
Mm-hmm.
A.
Mm-hmm.
R. I.
Good job. What sound does this make? And this one? And this one?
Ah.
And this one? And this one?
Ah.
And this one? And this one? Good job. Do you know what word this is?
Found.
This is the word Kamari.
Okay. Wait.
That's your name.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
Okay. Let's draw.
Nice eye.
Let's have an R.
Okay, do the R.
That's too big for R.
It's too big for the R?
Sorry, Mommy.
That's okay. Alright, and now this just goes into the back of the binder. So I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I hope it was insightful and I hope it was helpful to you. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns or recommendations, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit up our Instagram page. Share this video with your friends and family, and I will be uploading more videos on the tips and tricks that I have on how I taught my toddler at home. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.